Good morning, my name is Alan Mayer. I'm a retired Anglican priest, and I'm taking us through the Bible in 365 short Bible studies. At the moment, we're going through the ministry of the prophets. We've looked at Isaiah and Jeremiah, and now we're looking at the minor prophets. And we begin today with the prophet Hosea. And the title of this little talk is Mercy, Not Sacrifices. So here on screen we have Hosea chapter 6, verses 1 to 6. I can hear them saying, "Why don't we return to Yahweh? His punishment has been painful, but if we go back to him, surely he will heal us. Give it 2 or 3 days, and he will make us better. And then we will be able to live under his watchful eye. At least let us try to know Yahweh. He will come to us as surely as the dawn rises, as surely as the showers come in springtime to water the earth." But this is how Yahweh replies to them. "What on earth can I do with you, Israel, and you, Judah? Your love for me is as short-lived as morning mist. It's as ephemeral as the dew that evaporates early. That's why I sent prophets to you with messages about judgment and destruction. I have made my wishes plain and clear to you. What I want is mercy, not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings." The days of Hosea were troubled times for the northern kingdom of Israel, and it would all come to a pitiful end with the Assyrian invasion in 721 BC and the fall of the capital, Samaria. The prophet Amos was also working at the same time, or possibly a little earlier. Hosea likened the people of Israel's flirtation with other gods to an unfaithful wife. He uses his own disastrous marriage to his wife Gomer as a metaphor for Israel's outrageous behavior towards God. Just as he had to struggle to remain faithful to Gomer, so he showed how God struggles with his relationship with Israel. But just as Hosea, in the end, was still able to express his love for his wife, so God's constant love for his people would win out in the end, as we shall see in another reading from Hosea tomorrow, when Hosea says these words on God's behalf. "How can I give you up, Israel? How can I abandon you? My heart won't let me do it. I love you too much." As for today's passage, it is God telling the truth to his people by the words of his prophet. It shows the people just half-heartedly giving God a chance. Give him 2 or 3 days and let's see if it makes a difference. But God knew them better than they knew themselves. 2 or 3 days was actually a bit of a long time for people like these. He knew their enthusiasm would be gone by tomorrow at the latest, as short-lived as morning mist, as ephemeral as the dew that evaporates early. The problem was that people were confused, disturbed by the weak political leadership of their country in the face of a dangerously expansionist neighbour, and they were casting about for an oracle that could bring them clarity, and for a God that could bring them security. In this febrile atmosphere, they would try anything. The pagan shrines were everywhere. The people had forgotten their nation's history and the name of the God who had previously saved them. Hosea therefore looked back to the God of the Exodus. But he was also looking forward to the gospel. It would be God's love and God's desire to save his people that triumphed in the end in the life and love of Jesus. There is more of Hosea's understanding of God's love in tomorrow's reading, and I'll see you then.